In the cradle of the Nile, where the sun lit the ancient sands with a fiery glow, there was a vibrant tapestry of gods and truths. Osiris, Isis, Horus, all dancing to a tune of life and death, much like the ceaseless flow of the river. It's like an eternal beat. Yeah, that imagery is, really vivid. It's almost like you can hear the whispers of those ancient deities, right? Exactly, and then, through centuries of change, a new narrative emerges. A Hebrew chorus, if you will, reweaving that tapestry. The Bible takes these kemetic symbols and distills them into a singular, all-consuming monotheistic vision. Right. So essentially the plural and nuanced myths become a simplified one, almost like taking a rich, multi-layered painting and reducing it to just a single color. Yes, and you see how key figures like Osiris, with his death and resurrection, get reimagined as Christ. A broken body and triumph over death. Yeah. It's a reinterpretation that strips away layers of meaning, turning cosmic cycles into, a single act of redemption. But isn't it a bit, reductive? I mean, comparing Osiris's mystical renewal with Christ's sacrifice blurs some of the subtle qualities of both traditions. Absolutely, and there's that deceptive misappropriation at work. Like how Horus, the falcon-eyed guardian, is echoed in the Bible's Messiah with a very different aura. Right? The original meaning of Horus embodied, self-won bliss and cosmic balance, not a meek savior's meek, repetitive grace. I see what you're saying. And then there's the recontextualizing of natural phenomena too, like the Nile's inundation. Originally, it was a blessing from Hapi, life-giving water, now recast as a divine flood of judgment in Noah's story. Exactly. It's, like repackaging a gentle, natural rhythm into a harsh, punitive act. In kemetic lore, the floods nourished the land, but in the Bible, they wiped the slate clean with the severity of divine wrath. It's a stark misappropriation that changes everything from vibrant natural cycles to a monolithic decree. And the way laws are handled, too? They transform Mayat's gentle balance into the unyielding 10 Commandments. It really does, narrow down what was once a broad and harmonious pursuit of truth into something inflexible. Right. See, Mayat embodied justice and balance, a feather's light truth weighed against every deed. But then, with Moses and the law, it becomes this ironclad code. The flexibility of cosmic order gets turned into an unyielding yoke. I get that. Yet, isn't there a certain appeal in the transformative, reinterpretation, even if it, loses some of its original nuance? That's a fair point, but you could say it's a respectful homage that, ultimately glosses over the layered complexities of the original myths. It's a poetic alchemy that subtracts more than it adds. The fire of the old idols is burned to forge a single, relentless flame. And then there's the symbolism of the serpent, which in kemetic thought held dual roles, both protector and destroyer, versus its purely negative portrayal in Eden. Exactly. In the kemetic narrative, the snake is a complex symbol, but in the biblical version it becomes, a clear-cut villain. It's a deception that simplifies an intricate dance into a binary of good versus evil. It's fascinating and a bit unfortunate too, transforming fluid ancient truths into rigid dogma. Indeed, the old gods' vibrant chorus is muted, their voices replaced by a single domineering note, a misappropriated, deceptive retelling that loses much of the original poetic pulse. And isn't it intriguing how these layers of history continue to echo, even as they're reshaped by time? Absolutely. The ancient pulse still beats beneath all this reinterpretation, a reminder of a past rich with mystery and nuance, far beyond the confines of any single narrative.